Gun control is a topic like so many other push-button political issues. It's constantly polarizing, raising everyone's hackles. Just toss out the topic of guns, crime, and gun laws and see how many different views you get. Likely one for every person in the room, because there is so much involved, so many ethical, political, religious, and personal experiences to collate into a viewpoint on a topic of such deadly proportions. But today, let's just take a step back from the combatant dialogue, call a ceasefire, and look at a few facts about guns, gun crime, and the people who own firearms in the U.S. Let's push past the rhetoric and emotional grandstanding and let's delve into the raw data and see if this topic deserves the level of attention it receives in both political and personal arenas. So no jokes, no mudslinging, and no padded data, let's look at the issue of guns in the U.S. In 2013, the U.S. population was approximately 316 million persons with about 300 million civilian guns. In this same year, firearm deaths were approximately 33,000, with 2/3 or about 11,000 of these deaths being homicides. Out of the 2.5 million deaths, that is a percentage rate of less than 0.5%. To keep things in perspective, over 1 million people died from heart attacks and cancer. To look at a relative number of deaths, we have to go to the motor vehicle and poisoning deaths, which still rank higher according to the CDC. So the data doesn't support a need to remove guns from the average citizen any more than it supports the need to disallow motor vehicles, which contribute to a similar number of deaths. In my recent interview with a local police officer assigned to our campus, I found that it is not the opinion of law enforcement that guns should be taken from average citizens like you and me. Remember, it is criminals committing homicides, not your average citizens. So it begs the question, who is the real face behind the desire for increased gun control? Historically speaking, the removal of guns from the general populace has precipitated some fairly heinous acts by governments that could no longer be opposed. Yet we fear crime and thus we fear guns. However, the data shows us that gun violence peaked in the early 90s and has decreased since then nearly 50% according to Pew Research Center's tabulations of U.S. Justice Department National Crime Victimization Survey data. So what accounts for Americans' general fear of crime, especially violent gun-perpetrated crimes? My own personal theory is that of political gravity, the need for issues that grab attention, create panic, and offer solutions only through laws, the bread and butter of politicians. But Daniel Sawyer offers another valuable opinion in an article for the Journal of Criminal Justice and Popular Culture. This article shows the highly disproportionate number of violent crimes depicted in mainstream television and the distorted views associated with crime one receives from the media. It is, after all, created for entertainment and needs a constant influx of drama to keep viewer interest. And while it is not intended to educate, it does influence our cultural sensitivities towards crime. So, we have seen that the data doesn't support the fear, but that won't change popular opinion until we talk about it. So what do you think?